So Darrell is here. Darrell, where are you? Oh, yay, good. I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you earlier. One of the things that's so special, I feel like, about living here in Washington compared to Oregon is that we do have such a close connection to our indigenous friends who have been on this land for thousands of more years than we have. And also, Carl told me that indigenous people prefer to introduce themselves. Of course they do. Like, that's lovely. So, Darrell, I'm not going to say anything, and I'm just going to let you introduce yourself, and I'm going to introduce myself to you. I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you for being here.
I'm nostalgia, Satsumton Sunisnat, Choctaw. My name is Darrell Hillaire from the Lummi Nation. I'm here with my fellow workers, Jay Koza and TJ White Antelope. We're thankful for this invitation to come here and share a little bit about what we do, what our stories are today, and what they could become tomorrow. And I really kind of want to start with tomorrow and working for a better tomorrow. And as you know, things come into your life. The spirit moves and you respond to it and you follow it. A few years ago, I was in conversation with my respected elder from the Haudenosaunee Nation, Six Nations Iroquois in New York. And he was talking to me about their efforts to get their lacrosse team into the Olympics. And as you know, or you might not know, the Haudenosaunee, they invented lacrosse. And they're getting a lot of resistance from those efforts to play it on the international level. And so a few years ago, he was sharing with me that he was trying to get his team into this international competition. And the international committee said no. But Ireland heard about this, and the Irish stepped aside and let the Haudenosaunee in to the tournament. And so why did they do that? So you look at the history. And history was that during the potato famine, middle 1800s, the Choctaw people, the Choctaw tribe heard about it, and they sent money to the Irish people right after they got off the Trail of Tears. So that's got me interested in what they did. They marked that moment. They marked who they are as a people, both the Irish and the Choctaw, with a monument, the Kindred Spirit Monument. And so I'm thinking, we got to do that. We got to look for that in each and every one of us and mark this time, mark our time together. For the work that needs to be done in this world, we need to bring that up. So I'll be contacting the Choctaw, I'll be contacting the Haudenosaunee. It just so happens that one of our staff members is going to Ireland. He's going to go check out the monument. I got another friend that's going to play rugby. I'm going to talk to him about that. But we'll get it lined up. I was just walking down the street today, and a friend of mine was walking down the street, and he had a backpack on. What do you got there? Oh, it's an Irish fiddle. He's Irish, and he's learning how to play the fiddle. And these little hints, that you got to follow it. Follow it. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And all this work that we try to build stories and share stories around those shared values. I heard that here in this room today. Sharing, gratitude, That's what we're all about. And that's the work. You know, you read about climate change, and you got that quote from Gus Speth, who thought the biggest threats were climate change and ecosystem deterioration, and he said he was wrong. The biggest threat to us is greed and selfishness and apathy, and that takes a spiritual and cultural transformation. So I guess we better get busy. I guess we better pay attention to what the Spirit's telling us to do. The food co-op is a grocer. No, you take care of the people. That's how I view it. You share with the people. You feed the people. That's principle number one at Lummi and all the Coast Salish tribes. Take care of the people. You feed the people. Feel good about that. Feel good about anybody that you can help that has less than you. That kindred spirit will be found. So, I thought I could maybe talk about the Salmon People Project, but I had to share what was on my mind, my heart first. But if there's any interest in learning about the history, I could go there. I could tell Carl's stories if you want Carl's stories. I got a bunch of them. But 11 years ago, there was 3 of us at Children of the Setting Sun. And today we're 30, and we're going to be 40 real soon. Because we were gifted a building downtown Bellingham. And we're building a theater. We're building a cultural, curated art exhibit. We're building a chef's table. Both those things only create a place for us to share ideas. We're going to be a place of ideas from people from all over the world to get together and try to figure this out, this time we're in. So you're all welcome. When we open in a year, we'll have our time together there and share with you what we have and what's on our mind and our heart to make this a better place. Today we're Children of the Setting Sun Productions. Tomorrow we're going to be Setting Sun Circle. And we're going to have everything that we do as a production company in that home. Whereas before, like with the Salmon People Project, we were traveling from Bristol Bay down to the Sacramento River. And all those villages and fishing villages and tribes and people that lived on those rivers, we got stories from them. And the importance of protecting the environment, protecting the salmon, bringing the rivers back to life, you know. And they all have a common bond in that they're giving thanks to Mother Nature, giving thanks to the salmon and the trees and the river for the life that they're giving us. It's that ultimate expression of gratitude that they practice. So we think that's important. We continue that work, but also bring a lot of that here so we can learn from one another. So Setting Sun Circle will be our new name, our new brand, our new home. And we'll continue to do film work. We'll continue to do podcasts with our young people. We'll continue to gather the people there. And just this, we're having this chef's table, so that's in addition to what we're going to be doing is bringing the good cooks to the table and sharing a meal, you know. So you're going to be on the agenda, yeah. But, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I know you've been here a long time. If there's anything you want to ask, I can do that rather than I can go off on a project for ever.
You have film productions going on. Where can they be viewed right now before you have it?
Well, we're on PBS. We've got like 4 films on PBS. We just finished a film, The River Remembers. It won an award in Dallas, of all places. So that'll be on PBS. But you can go there. YouTube. Yeah, we've got a YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of old stories on there. Yeah.
Why did the Olympic Committee not want that guideline?
Can't hear.
Why did the Olympic Committee not want that?
Why did the Olympic Committee not let that try?
They're trying to say they're not a nation. if you look at their history, the Haudenosaunee have 4 treaties with the United States. So they just got to know their history.
Darrell, my question, with this new, we call it the Community Change Fund, which is this PINPAD fund, and part of the energy behind that is how can we meet the basic needs of our community? That's why we raised over $300,000 for the food bank, and then we're doing Meals on Wheels right now. It's food access and food security. When you think of the ways we can raise the energy for people to hit that dollar button at the register, how can we best encourage everyone to come at that in a really giving way?
When you push that button for cash back, but just a minute, push that button for cash back and ask for $10. Take the $10 and go outside and sit down to that guy that's got his hand out and look him in the eye. Look him in the eye. That's what we need to do. We need to look at our brothers and sisters in the eye for what they're going through, the life that they got to live, and in that deeper empathy for those people that we need to, or trying to take care of. And if we can teach empathy through this, that'll grow.
Are you willing to share why what was your thinking about changing the name of your organization from Children's Setting Sun to Setting Sun Circle?
Because we got this world to live in where, people have like 3 seconds of attention span. They do this, and you gotta find a way to communicate at that level. So we got Children's Setting Sun Productions events, Children's Setting Sun Productions Institute, Children's Setting Sun Productions, operations. So we had to shorten it to get it down to where people, Setting Sun, I can remember. Yeah.
Thank you for being here today, and I'm just curious the best ways for us to step into community with our native neighbors here. And you've got this new space for us to hopefully be a part of. What other ways are the best ways for us to be in community with our loving neighbors?
I think the best way to be in community is to bring like your whole self. We need to learn how to leave these things home. We need to figure out how to truly listen to one another. And so we got work to do. And what you're doing here, creating this community and the beauty of your work. It's truly inspiring. So keep doing that, bring other people from other communities, other worlds into your circle and share with them. And we'll do the same, And we just got to keep that kind of beauty that lives in all of us alive, That's the best we can do.